Hello, good morning, guys. Thanks for tuning in to my channel. Today is the 9th of May 2025. As you can see, it's a beautiful sunny morning in the city of London, Ontario. And yeah, just thought I could make a nice video about automotive industry and automotive stuff, about what's happening with some brands. Well, the other day we were talking about Tesla, and today we'll be talking about Mazda. And yeah, very interesting article about how Mazda is choosing American SUV customers over Canadians. The prospective customers of Mazda's CX-50 in Canada may have to wait longer than expected for their brand new SUV, as the Japanese mark has confirmed that all units allocated for Canada will now be redirected to the US domestic market. Production of all Canada-bound examples of the CX-50 SUV was due to stop on May 12, according to an official announcement from Mazda on 15 April. This is believed to be a direct response to the ongoing trade war over the Trump's 25% auto tariffs. Completed CX-50 models already off the line at Mazda's manufacturing plant in Huntsville, Alabama, will now be redirected to the US as the Japanese mark looks to boost local inventory. Canadian production halted. US operations remain unaffected. Production of the CX-50 will be suspended on May 12 as planned, with increasing production for the US market now the priority. A Mazda representative provided the following comment, and I quote, Mazda North American operations report that Mazda Toyota manufacturing will continue to build the Mazda CX-50 for the North American market with no changes to overall production volume, while production of the CX-50 for the Canadian market will temporarily be suspended starting May 12th by increasing production for the US market. The operations remain unaffected as Mazda's only vehicle assembly plant in the United States. We intend to utilize that facility to the fullest to support the growth of our business. We will continue to monitor the situation, including government negotiations, market trends, and policy developments, and will consider flexible and appropriate responses accordingly. Doing so The report continues, could increase available CX-50s for Mazda's US domestic market by up to 10%, a crucial factor given that the Japanese market imports 80% of its vehicles into the US, and that's like European brands like Aston Martin, Audi, Bentley, and Polestar, each of which has begun limiting its exports stateside over the tariff furor, is more susceptible than others to additional taxes being piled on. 150,000 vehicles are produced annually by Mazda at the joint venture facility in Alabama, from which Toyota also builds its Corolla Cross SUV. Between 10 and 12% of the CX-50s built in Alabama are allocated to the Canadian market, with 10,759 examples sold nationwide last year. Despite this, Mazda has no update on when production of Canadian allocated models will start. Again, as the Japanese market continues to assess the impact of tariffs, will have both on its domestic and global sales. How could this negatively affect Mazda's Canadian sales? This production relocation will inevitably cause headaches for Canada's Mazda dealerships, which are said to be surviving on a limited supply of the CX-50. Moreover, the mid-sized SUV accounted for just over 15% of Mazda's Canadian sales last year, and while outsold by both CX-5 and CX-30, was the fastest growing model in Mazda's Canada's lineup, a staggering 88% over 2023, thanks to the arrival of the CX-50 hybrid sales. The brand can no longer rely on later in the year. Toyota, meanwhile, has no updates about the production or availability of the Corolla Cross changing anytime soon from Alabama, which is no surprise. Yep, very interesting. Well, as much as I would like to think positive, it's easy, for the US market, because they have the numbers. Everybody knows the population here in Canada, and they have the advantage, actually, and it's easy for them. At the end of the day, it's all about demand, and they have to supply where there's demand. It's that simple. And yeah, if maybe the demand is high here as well, maybe we'll see the same alternative being taken. That's their duty, to sell car, to prospective clients, and they have to keep up. And yeah, that's how I look at it, if you ask me. And also, the tariffs come into play, and yeah, there's a lot taking place, and yeah, and those vehicles are made in the U.S., and that speaks high volumes, with the developments, of tariffs that have been taking place lately. And yeah, there's so much that's taking place, and yeah, I think a lot of it has something to do with this development. Yes. Yeah, I just hope they can make up, for the Canadian market eventually when everything settles. But yeah, very, very interesting. Guys, please let me know your thoughts on this topic. And is it time for maybe Canada to look into attracting, automotive manufacturers here as well, and have the ability to supply, to the Canadian market as well, and hopefully, they can keep up with the trends. Anyways, guys, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You have a wonderful day. Peace.